Wait the town and tell the people about the musical dish coming your way.
As we celebrate Black History Month on Jamrock Radio, join me, DJ Warm and Easy, as we talk to reggae legend Dawn Penn. As you can see, if you're tuning in on the webcam, we got the reggae legend herself, Dawn Penn, in the studio. We're about to chat to her shortly. In the background, though, you're listening to Tenor Star.
Making wine, but blue gas is stealing fine. The time will never drop off a line, but praise the divine. Praise the divine. We smoke the highest grade of natural trees. The plain spiritually, and with the words of His Majesty, set the people free.
Check it. It's Jamrock Radio, 87.7 FM.
Definitely best of the best. Right, Dawn Penn, greetings and welcome to the World Reggae Beats.
Yes, thanks for having me.
For real. And before we go any further, tell the people a bit about yourself and, you know, a little bit of a history of how you got involved on the reggae scene.
Well, it's just that I was around the time when, you know, I had friends who used to go to Studio One. But my very first track actually was one called When I'm Gonna Be Free. Because I was living around Beverly's intersection there by Luke Lane, and used to go to North Conditional School, and did some other songs, the brush off and these type of things. They didn't produce an album, although they probably had a lot of tracks, but then I didn't even have copies, so I wouldn't even remember like that. But then I went to Prince Buster and did some music there because he was just like around the corner from me at Luke Lane. And then I flashed out and went to Duke Reed.
What was it like that working with Prince Buster? Was it a short period of time you worked for him? Or?
Yeah, well, you know, you go in the studio, want to record, and you itchy to record, so you just sing some song, or you know, you go in the studio and create some songs and things. But I think I did some very good songs there. Blue, yes, Blue, which is an original. Yeah. I also did Not to Serve With Love. I did Blue, Yes, Blue, which was the original. I did Are You There, which is a Dianwal cover. I also did one in Long Day Short Night. There,
Prince Buster songs.
Yeah. What did I name again? Dennis Brown always mentioned that song because it had a different type of singing to it, you know? Yeah. And then I left from there and I went to Duke Creek for Treasure Isle at Bond Street. That was a different experience again. Phyllis was working there doing her album as well. And then ended up going to West Indies Records doing some music there again, recorded with Pascal. And then after that, it was Randy's where Jordan has discovered Bob. So I was in that studio with him for about 6 months.
Bob Marley.
Yeah,
What
that's
was it
before he
before he became famous?
Yeah, that was just before Chris Blackwell took him.
What is it? You mentioned Duke Reed there a while ago. Duke Reed is a man that I know that he's a
He was
character.
a different kettle of fish. He wore 12 rings on his 10 fingers. I don't know how he managed to do it all the time, but he was an ex-policeman as well. And his wife had the liquor store, Duke's liquor shop, and upstairs was his studio and had some birds around the side and everything, some pigeons and things. But there was a time when you go in the studio, you have to really be on key singing popular, you know, and you probably must have gone through that or something.
For real.
And the people then get nervous and start singing on the right key and all these things. It was kind of scary but funny when you look back at and see how things used to work at that time, you know. And you had people like Alton Ellis and the group called The Flames that used to back him, and Tommy McCook used to go there too as a different kind of name band. And I said Tommy McCook and the Supersonics, and you had Tommy McCook and the Scatterlights. So at Coxton he was the Scatterlights and the Reggae was something else.
Studio One was known as the Motown of reggae. What does it feel like to be part of that?
Well, it's an elevating thing in your spirit and so forth. But we never know that no reggae music was going to be nowhere. You just go in the studio and we just like to run name on the radio, and you have the DJs coming in there from, you know, RGR and JBC, and you know, you end up hearing a track that you did in Coxton on the radio, and you're feeling elevated in yourself. Your self-esteem. Now later time you'll call it self-esteem, but it wasn't like we were, you know, opting to actually get into the business or anything. It's just that these songs have some longevity. It's unbelievable, to be honest.
And as a female artist as well, at the time, was it kind of difficult for you to break into the scene as well?
Well, your talent was one thing, but you know, the men always get more money for you when there's a show. They always get paid better than the women, and yes, it's a male-dominated arena. So you know, we wasn't even looking at, you know, who is getting what or what. We just do our thing.
And were these producers easy to work with? Because some artists like to take over control of the session, but it's always better for the producer to be in control, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, at Studio One it was always Jackie Me Too anyway, and the engineer, I forget the engineer's name right now, but he had about 2 or 3 engineers who work in the booth who used to do the recording. So, for example, I know there's a mistake where the band was supposed to change the progression at a particular juncture in the song, and they didn't do it, so it just ended up staying in that mistake. But going back to Studio One back after 1991, Coxie said to me, I bet you don't even know that you did that song 2 times. And it really, that's when I realized that I did the song 2 times, to be honest, you know. But it's a learning curve, and like I said, nobody, absolutely no one knew that the music that we were doing in that time would have been worldwide one, or be still alive today with such longevity, people all over the world. I mean, it has put me in more than 53 countries of the world, and it's exciting to be a part of it, yes.
Tell us about some of the countries that you've been to, as you mentioned.
Well, East Coast to West Coast, America, 53 states, basically. Except, I think, Colorado, but I've been to the rest. I live in the US, so that's what that is. After that, now I used to go to Japan, you know, touring Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, but then it developed to Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, Ibaraki, Itachi, Mie, Hiroshima, and these different places. And then you have Europe, you have Russia, you have the...
You've been to Russia as well?
Yeah, I've been to Russia about 3 times.
What's the reggae scene like there then?
They love reggae, big time. And every country has someone doing reggae there as well, talking in their language. So you find that when these promoters keep shows, they don't actually want to import a band from, say, Jamaica. They would not fly in a band from Jamaica. And I think it's about only 2 people have that privilege. I think Jimmy Cliff is one, and maybe Burning Spear, that they will use a band from there, or use their band.
Yeah,
you know?
They do know their reggae as well. They know how to play the music as well.
Okay, well these are people from the grassroots, and they are part of the creation of the music. But the other rest of people, you know, although they might even leave from where they come from, like I know some people leave from some certain country, I don't want to call the name, and they go to Jamaica and spend all a month and decide, oh, I play reggae music, I was in the country for some. That don't cut it, because they still don't have the vibes.
Yeah.
You know, there's a certain thing about that music. It's outdoor, yes, and people tend to do it, and they know the notes to a T, but they're still not getting that little oomph that if it was from Jamaica, it would have sound like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, quite a few
But you
artists.
still have to come back to the roots. But I don't know what's happening there again. It's
Well,
a different ballpark.
Quite a few of the artists say to me that you need to go to Jamaica to, and that's why some of them like
To get the real sound, but I always say that, look, I don't know that anybody can book me from Jamaica to come to do a show anywhere, anytime. Like I can leave from here and I go to Italy, Spain, I go France, Luxembourg, I might go to Holland, Switzerland, you know, and I'm at Italy around the clock. I can be.
I'll tell you what, right, you got people like Albarossi and Gentleman who have moved out to Jamaica as well.
Tell me all about it. I can tell you about them because I know when they started.
Tell me a little bit about them, what you know about Albarossi, because he's
I meet this man all the time, you know, on the road, but you know, his name keeps coming up all the time. But Gentleman is a classic guy. He's like the #1 person out of Germany. And yes, he went to Jamaica and Gentleman have tune on the chart. How did that manage to happen? You know? And I know the people in Jamaica, them funny, like, I mean, they gravitate to people from out of the country at the same time, but at the same time, you know, they're very funny and particular about people coming in on them turf, you know? So, you know, it's, but at the end of the day, it's good to have people still, but we still have to hold a rein on the thing. The thing gets so wide and all kind of people doing all kind of craziness and making money off of reggae music. And what I'm concerned about is the people who help to create this music. Nothing is happening for them. A lot of them died of a broken heart.
Do you think we're losing control of our music then?
Well, we need to get more business. Like I think maybe that's just me thinking outside the box. I really do believe anybody that play reggae music should really be Jamaica people some kind of something on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. Or we should have some kind of, I don't know what is that word there, but you know, some kind of connection with the different places. You'd say, well, okay, it's good that Tom Brown from so and so is playing reggae music and so forth, but it's not really authentic reggae music like our reggae music. And furthermore, reggae music came from ska, and it also came from Mentor, where these men down in St. Anne's Bay used to play this box.
Yeah,
you know, that
the one box,
stick.
yeah, it looked like a speaker.
Yeah, it looks like a speaker with a
without
hole.
the speaker, yeah.
And then them have some little steel thing that making some different sound differently. Yeah. These glass that they put up in water, and it's all kind of little things that came up to that, the Roomba, you know.
Yeah. So, do you enjoy? Well, obviously you still enjoy touring and stuff as well. And how long?
Permanently on the road.
And how long have you been touring now?
Forever.
do you ever get tired or?
No.
The reggae bug is just there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I sing across the board. I sing R&B, I sing rap hip hop. I have a funky garage track. I have an R&B album. Dancehall is my song, always getting hits, and promotion because there's some people that are using my signature song as sound clash thing. So a lot of people want cups and all these things, and thank God for that because
it keeps the
at least you
name
kind of get a pay.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to buy food and things. So, you know, if that's not happening, then you have to think about it.
So when was it Jammies or Steely and Cleavy that revamped the No 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 track in the 90s? That kind of brought you back on the big stage again, didn't it?
It's crazy. What it is, you know, is I did this thing for Coxon from 1900 and all on, right? Studio One had a 35th anniversary around 1991, and I had already done it for Jammies, who didn't put it out, but asked Dennis Brown to do it, and also asked Penn to do it as well. And when he heard the song was hitting the British charts at number 9, he just put Bounty Killer on it. From the time Bounty Killer came with the respect. But that is a very good making of the track as well. You know, so it was on Green Sleeves and it was on the charts, and you know, it has
it's also been used in a few adverts on TV as well.
Of course, yeah. Churchill, the insurance people, but it still came from through Atlantic anyway.
Yeah.
And Nissan was the one I was very fascinated with. The one where the lady the man took the lady's car and
Yeah.
went out, and by the time we reached home, everything
Definitely.
of those was going over the gallery
For real.
on the ground. So that's a crazy one as well. But then the movies, you know, I Spy and all these different movies that it has been in, you know.
In fact, you've been in a couple of movies yourself recently, but we'll talk about that shortly. Let's just, we're going to go for a break. But before we go for the break, let's take a listen to one of your other tracks from the Studio One era and Treasure Isle, because it's not just No that you're known for. You've done quite a few other
But
tracks.
some people believe on that one song. I
Yeah.
can't understand it.
Yeah.
From all this time. One song.
What's the matter with them, man? Well, let's take a listen to one of them right now, and it sounds something like this.
Check it. It's Jamrock Radio 87.7 FM.
Classic track up there. And after that one, I want to play one over here next. What was this picture taken? What was that picture taken?
When it was around 1995 or something.
Okay. He needs to have that in front of me, man. Look over here.
Long Day Shot. This one you need as a very first track on
It's on here.
number 30. Blue Yes Blue.
Yeah, tell us a bit about Blue
You
yesterday.
see what happened is I was studying classical music, you know, and it was a piano, and I used to play the organ as well. There's an organ, one of these pump-up organ that you have to play and let the air come through to work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you should just go on the piano and just create things. And my father used to say, come off my piano when you quail me. I'm very stressed. All the hymns I was supposed to play on the piano.
But didn't you have sisters as well?
Of course, I have two sisters. So,
That sung?
we did the violin. The violin you hear in this, me playing it on it, you know.
Okay. Multi-talented.
Whatever that is.
Right, okay, we're going to go for a little break now. We're going to come back. Don't forget you're locked into Jamrock Radio, 87.7 FM. Also on the internet, also on tuneinradio.com. You're catching us live. We've got the legendary Penn in the studio. You was confident when you went in the studio.
Right.
Did you do a lot of live shows before that then, before you went into the recording studio?
No, I was just playing the piano, doing classical music, entering the Jamaican competitions and doing duets and playing classical music, Chopin and Tchaikovsky and Mendelssohn and these people,
Okay.
Bach and Schubert and these things.
So you mentioned Lynn Tate as well.
Lynn Tate is playing on this track here. I never even listened to the track from here.
You've got some legendary people that you've worked
Yeah,
with in the
of course.
business.
Oh my God.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Name some of some of your favourites that you've worked with. Over
Well,
over the years.
Tambaku, there was something close about Tambaku. His daughter used to go to Holy Child, and my sister used to go to Holy Child from going to Wolmer's girls' school. So we had a connection there. I used to play for the Carnations band, you know, Christian daughter's band. And we used to rehearse up in Hilldale.
Tell us a bit more.
Carnation.
What was that then? What was that about?
That was a girls' band, the Carnations,
Yeah.
and it's Christian and the Souvenirs daughters. I used to do that one, and I was in it. I used to play keyboards in that one.
So you played quite a few instruments as well as sing as well.
Yeah, I played the piano and the violin and the organ.
Wow.
And I like the tambourine because I did that in Salvation, and I learned everything about the tambourine.
I still say that, you know, I can't believe that you've been around that long, you know. you look too
Highly
young.
favored and blessed.
For real. Okay, this next track we're going to play now, it's from the album called No No No, produced by
This is the Atlantic album.
Atlantic album.
Yeah, the Grammy nominated one. I
Okay.
feel like I won it.
Did you actually go to the event as well?
No,
No?
that's the thing.
So,
I didn't.
why not?
I didn't know.
You was busy on tour at the time.
Bizarre tour. I wish I didn't know about it. But I turned up.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a listen to this track now. Track 5 on the album called... Dawn? Album
My
called-
Love Has Taken Over.
Yeah.
Oh, that was produced by Dylan Paul. He was the A&R for Big Beat Atlantic, the PR person.
Yeah.
And the way you walk, just so cool and the smooth and the sexy talk. It's started out so simple and so pure. Now all I'm worth is sex and none
That's my one.
more. But you will never see me cry, even as you cut me with your eyes. Na 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 na. Boy, my love has taken over. Na 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 na. What does it take to be a lover? Na 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 na. Boy, my love has taken over. Na 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 na. What does it take to be a lover? Even though you break my heart, I cannot break. 7 pounds from warm caresses on my face and the tender touches in that place. Your love has got a hold. What does it take to make me free? But you will never see me cry, even as you cut me with your lies. Na 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 na. Boy, my love has taken over. Na 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 na.
Oh, I definitely love this one as well.
Yeah, produced
Love the
by
beat.
Clive Hunt.
Pardon?
It was produced by Clive Hunt.
Okay. Right. Apart from, you know, the classic tracks that we know about and the new ones that you've done as well, you've also written a book. We're going to talk about that shortly.
Yeah.
But before we
Stir
talk
Up
about
My
the
Life.
book, tell me about, because you've been in a movie as well, about Story of Reggae,
Rocksteady, the Roots of Reggae.
Rocksteady, the Roots of Reggae. How did that come about now?
All I know is that I got a call that I need to go to Jamaica for about 2 weeks. They're doing this movie and they're going to... Actually, no, it's not it. What it is, a gentleman came from Switzerland to my house in the UK and said to me he wants to do this movie and he needs me to do a sort of cameo thing to say I'm interested, da 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 da. He's going to go to his government in Switzerland and so forth. And about 2 years after that, the man came to I got a call now to say that you know, the movie is going to happen. At first, he wanted to know my feedback on what studios were. We know we didn't want to go to Studio One. Randy's was fixing up. Duke Reed Treasurer Studio wasn't in operation like that. West Indies Records was fixing up as well. And we ended up going into Tough Gun to shoot this movie, and they tried to get all the people, as far as they could, to operate as if it was back in the day when we were recording. So
Right,
we did a
okay.
live thing
Yeah.
inside of Tough Gun.
Was that good? Did you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, it was good.
And what-
I meet people that you didn't work with.
People that you hadn't
Sly
seen
was
for-
there.
yeah.
Yeah. It was like it was a reunion, to be honest.
You must have had some great fun as well doing that.
Yeah, and we stayed in Kingston for 2 weeks.
Is that how long it took to how long it took to film the movie?
Yeah, to film it. We were filming and we were also doing the recording inside the studio, and then we did a live show at some place that they were racing next door to the stadium,
Okay.
some new building, and then like a year later it was released in Australia, in Sydney, where we had a 12-piece orchestra, and in Melbourne we had a 30-piece ska orchestra, the Ska Vendors. And it was Stranger Cole and I that went, at question and answer session and things like that.
Have you done a lot of that as well? Because a lot of artists do that as well, don't they? Question and answer, meeting people at university and stuff like that.
Yeah, when I was signed to Atlantic, I used to be like at, the car shows, sign autograph, meet people and things like that, going from East Coast to West twice a week and things like that. But, the accolades of the label kind of boil off after a while. But I have my label to protect my thing, and that's what I do now. I run my own label.
And as you say that, I was going to ask you, because a lot of artists now have got their own studio, produce themselves. Do you do that as well, please?
I don't have my own studio, but I rent studios to do my tracks, to mix them and things like that. Or if I hear a rhythm that I like, I always have lyrics waiting in the wings, just for the right rhythm. So if the rhythm jumps out at me as a musician, then is when I gravitate to it. But my son is also, he did a course in production and things like that. He's now doing finance and management related to business at the moment.
Yeah.
And he is a singer, rapper, everything. He lived in Jamaica. He went to school in Jamaica. He went to school in America. He's US anyway, and he went to school over here. So, And you also do stuff as well yourself to like give back to reggae. Well, not just to give back to reggae, but you help. You participate in events that are taking place for the youths and that as well, isn't it? Yeah,
teaching.
Yeah. I was doing a workshop for about 4 years for Reggae Council. It's funded by the area-based grant, and we did a workshop for people over 50 to help them earn or save £10 and to get back to work, and a lot of different programs under a charity called FASCA.
Right. Yeah.
To help them earn or save £10, and I find out that some people don't really want to. Sorry, they don't really want to work. But they want to see the money.
Yeah.
So we try to do things to keep them innovative for themselves, to have a what you call it.
Are you talking about the youths then? That don't want to
The
work?
youths, there was a different kettle of fish. They
Okay.
used to do their homework in the afternoon from the homework club, and summertime they learn how to play the guitar. They used to, and they have a concert that they end that season with. And also they used to play like hockey, they used to learn tennis, they used to play football, basketball and all these things. But the adults now was into holistic things, because I thought that was the best thing to teach them. So we did Reiki massage, Indian head massage, reflexology, which is an eye-opener for me, crystal healing, color therapy, people with phobias and things like that. I had a lady who used to just look in people's eyes and tell them what their illness was. She was good like that.
Well, it's good that you do that, because that people do that sort of thing, because as you know, Jamrock Radio is for the community, for the youngsters as well.
Yes.
So they have something
That's the kind of
to
thing I
focus on.
like.
Yeah.
For 2 hours every week for say 40 weeks.
Yeah.
Out of the year, that's what we used to do, and we used to get people in the community. We have different races and everything, and we do our, you have to do a report, you have to do a funding application to get the money to do it, and then you do a report, you have evidence of spend and all these things with your receipts and everything. So if you're spending a penny, you have a receipt for it and things like that, because you have to balance. But I used to work in the bank, so it's child's play for me. So that sort of thing was, something I enjoyed doing. And I was even doing a music thing, teaching them how to sing. But actually, maybe can't even teach people to sing because
they have to have it in them as well. Yeah.
They have to be geared to be singing, and because everybody sing, or some sing out of key and out of time. Somebody can sing when they listen to the radio, they better know what they like out of the song.
Yeah.
But things like X Factor and the voice and so is something that helps people a lot, and that is a job in itself.
Well, you're right, because some people do need help. Because when I watch X Factor, some of the comments that Simon Cowell comes off with, he's just telling them the truth.
Let's not even go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. But anyway, back to the music. What about sound system and dub play? Do you do a lot of dub plays for sound system?
Yeah, I used to write down how much dub plays I used to do, like the sound names and all these things. But believe you me, gone out the window. I stopped keeping tabs on it because it is enormous.
But a lot of,
and that's putting it mild.
Some artists say they make more money doing dub plays
Of
than
course. I go to Japan, I go to these cities I'm telling you, Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, Ibaraki, Itachi, Mie, Hiroshima, and some other places. 10 cities I tour. And every day I'm doing at least 15 dub plates. And they're paying the right money in US dollars. So, you know, you're almost having problems coming out of the country. You can't jump in so much thing. But that's the only way we got paid, because to be honest, I have loads of music that I wasn't even paid for, you know.
So
up to even now, as we speak, thank God that I just do them over and put them on an album and call it a day. I did the guy come ask me anything.
Well, you know, I mean, making money off dub plates. I mean, you don't even have to travel to the countries now to do that.
No, because you see, the Japanese people, them, I tell you, I lift my hat after them, you know. Them will just send a little notice by email and say, guess what, I need this or I need. I just, as you're talking about dub plate, I just drop a dub plate, you see, for somebody. And it's an ever classic. Nobody not have that, so the man they're born to win the clash. I swear, they're going to win it.
I wonder if me have it.
Nobody at all on the planet have it. It's only them have it right now, and I just do it in such a way that I know people are going to try it. Well, anyway, my song have different formats, so I guess I can do that, you know.
And as you mentioned, different format, there's a track that you've got out as well called City Life, which is, tell them a bit about that one before we play.
City Life, I was in Peckham doing a show with some guys called Bob and Tom. And they're called the Boogaloo Crew, and I was waiting in the wings to go on to perform and heard the track, and I said, what the hell? I was singing the song City Life while I was waiting in the wings. I said, well, who owned that song? And they said they would. I said, you know what? Send it to me by email. I like the rhythm. I went in the studio and did the song City Life, and that's how it ended up. And I mixed it at Crazy Cousins.
What style of music would you say it is as well?
It's Funky House Garage track. It's
Funky House.
like dubsteppers kind of thing.
All right, I'll tell you what.
English traditional music.
Well, we're gonna take a listen to that now, and then we're gonna play a dub plate special for make them know, so you can voice the dub plate them as well, as we talked about a while ago, and then we're gonna talk about the book. But first, let's take a listen to this Funky House track.
It's not right. They got me working so hard, working so hard, working so hard. They got me working so hard, working so hard. Night and day. I don't quite know what's wrong with me. Got up this morning, can't feel me.
There you go, the sounds there of Dawn Penn, Funky House style, called City Life. Is this a track what you do on your tours as well, on your stage shows and stuff?
Of course. I did before I sing No as well. People they go stupid.
Okay, are they kind of surprised as well too?
Yeah, they go berserk. I have to sing it 2 times. I want to big up Cody still, you know. Styler G, Massive and Cool.
Big up for real. And don't forget, you're in tune to Jamrock Radio 87.7, Woman Easy and Dawn Penn in the house. Well, I'm going to give you a dub plate special now, because we mentioned dub plates a while ago, and a lot of people seem to fight against it these days and say, well, I don't need a dub plate, you know. And I don't know, back in the day, it was part of the culture of reggae music, you know. A sound system played, dub plates originally was something that an artist would voice a track and it would be played on a sound system. It wasn't necessarily a special, but it was something that we played exclusively on a sound system to see what the public reaction was, and if it was good, then it'd go out on release. But nowadays it's all about, you know, sound system having an exclusive with the artist, but a lot of artists...
It's a selling point for promotion. I consider it to be a promotional tool to do something with a sound to promote your thing, but then it gone out the window where it become a business, and man up with one clash and get cup and all these different things. So it's good, because at least you get paid.
Yeah, do you think it's good that the clashes, they still have the clashes there?
Well, of course, because you know, everybody, like I say, in this music business, not everybody is going to be a singer, not everybody can play music. You have the person who is the road manager, you have the person who going to be the engineer, you know, you have the person who set up the stage and all these things. So, you know, you have to exactly find out what your niche is and hone it so that you become excellent in what you do, you know. So it's good. All the little facets make the thing work.
Tell us about this book now that you've just...
Okay, you know, I was looking on Wikipedia and I'm seeing some little rubbish like Don Penn is not my real name, so I really want to know what my real name is. It's a bit disturbing.
How do you
Because
know
my
it?
father named Mr. William McFarlane Penn, so I don't know what other kind of surname I could really have. But at the end of the day, I wrote a book. I tried to recapture growing up in Lunk Lane and North Street and Earl Street in Kingston, and at 148 Church Street, the first family home, and another one in Kingston Gardens. Reminiscing on growing up, what used to happen in the home, among other things. Buy the book and you find out.
So it's a story of, is it a story of your life in music or life in general?
It's about growing up in Jamaica at 3 locations in Kingston.
Right.
So I have a track called Story of My Life, which is it's coupled with the script,
Yeah.
and then I just have an audio interview with a man called Matt Nileskar from the Swedish National Radio, who, this is an audio thing. They hear the interview there, and my mom just passed away. This is a new print that I just did out of the US. With a few little pictures, and I was a kind of private person still now, that was up and down. I'm just lining up my website, donpen.net, to sell the book here.
Oh, so it's going to be exclusive on the website?
Yes, thank you very much. I think, yeah. I must stop saying I'm going to do it and just do it.
Yeah.
Because I have the copies, it's just to
How
do
long,
that little stupidness I'm supposed to be doing.
how long did it take you to put the project together?
Well, I think, call it about 2 years, to finalize it, to write it, and to have, because I couldn't find any publisher, and thank God I found Book Baby in America, and they print it and they publish it. It was in the Kindle format, but it didn't have so many pages, and it wasn't coupled with the song and the audio thing. It was just a thing, and a lady was telling me, oh, she bought it to help her child learn to read or something like this. But yes, it's a very interesting thing. I should have about, my memoirs will be coming next anyway.
I was going to ask you as well, what have you got planned
By
for
right,
the
I'm
future?
supposed to have about 2 or 3 books, but I can't be running a label, dealing with the singing, and also going on tour and going and doing shows and things. It's a lot of work, you know.
I know, I can imagine, yeah.
Well, the contract's are in place, so, you know, when somebody wants me, I just send them a contract, da-da-da-da-da, we sign it to know what time it is. And I think I'm going to start charging for them, say you want to do a show, and, well, it don't happen all the time anyway, but somebody just try to do some rubbish someday.
You know, planned for the future in music for yourself, Dawn Penn?
In music, I'm just branding myself right now because in my workshop that I just did, we were doing bath bombs and soap and all these things.
Yeah.
So, you know, extend the thing more, and perfumes and things like that.
Okay. Right, we're gonna play a track now. Did you say you were to sing?
Yeah, I want to just sing a little snippet of a song from my album, Never Hustle the Music. That's the album I'm supposed to be promoting now as well.
Right. So, let's just start the music and see where it goes.
This one is called Looking for a Lion, okay? From the album Never Hustle the Music. Hustle the Music. In my blue moon, my blue lagoon, I watch the shining moon, first quarter to full moon. Everything's happening by the moon. I'm looking for a lion to take me to Zion. I'm looking for a lion to take me home. I'm looking for a lion to take me to Zion. I'm looking for a lion, this I know. Never thought I'd have to cry, because he told me he loved me. That was the reason why. Said I was the only one. Yet he's out there having so much fun. I'm looking for a lion to take me to Zion. I'm looking for a lion to take me home. I'm looking for a lion to take me to Zion. I'm looking for a lion, this I know. As I sit here in my empty room, thinking of the love I've lost, wondering as I count the cost. So many times I've been in this game. Problems I only have myself to blame. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. I'm looking for a lion. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking. I'm looking for a lion. I'm looking for a lion to take me to Zion. I'm looking for a lion to take me home. I'm looking for a lion to take me to Zion. I'm looking for a lion, this I know. Problems I only have myself to blame. But someday I'm gonna use my brains to erase the pain and ease the strain. I'm looking, I'm looking, I'm looking for a lion. I don't pull up my selector.
Yeah. I love that one. I love that one. I love that one. I love that one. I tell you. And you said it's from the album called Don't Hustle the Music.
Never hustle the music.
Why did you give it that time?
Never hustle the music?
Yeah.
So a lot of people hustling people music.
For
Simple.
real. For real.
Says the meerkat.
Love that track. So when can we look forward to seeing that one, be released out on the streets and stuff?
I release it, because I'm a single label. I release things overnight, you just hear about them tomorrow.
So is that the first time?
That's funny.
Is that the first time that you performed that one on air?
Yeah.
So,
I perform it when I have shows, like PAs and so,
What about on the radio? Is this the first time you?
Yeah. First time heard anywhere on Jamrock.
Anywhere, Jamrock Radio. We've got the exclusive 87.7. Go and tell your friends quickly, and the show's going to be available for to re-listen again. In the coming weeks. That's Dawn Penn there with a track called
Looking for a Lion.
Looking for a Lion. Great track, and I've got it recorded now. Anyways, I've got my early exclusive. Some people out there that will be listening right around the globe. And in the 3 counties and beyond to world reggae.
Well, I want to just big up all my fans, family, that is enemy. No.
Frenemy.
I didn't need them first. Family, fans, friends, and even my non-friends. But the Lord love everybody, and I love you too. Yeah? I need your help. I need your help with my promotion. I need your help with liking the songs, giving me a shout out on Facebook and Twitter. Not really Twitter, but Facebook in particular, and just letting me know what's up. I have all these videos on YouTube as well, on my YouTube channel, Dawn Penn Online, and my website is dawnpenn.net. It's coupled with Dawn Penn Online and dawnpenn.co.uk. So, just stay tuned. We have a lot of things coming up, different music and different stuff.
People can chat to you online. Like on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
MySpace as well?
MySpace is my friend, but I can't understand. I can't even find out where to sign out on MySpace. It's so funny. No, serious. Okay, I know they have a sliding thing where you just go left and right and whatever. Yeah. But I can't see who to call. On MySpace before you could have called LA. You could have called them in LA and talk with them. I didn't see where to contact them.
Once again, many thanks for joining us here on the World Reggae Beat. Look forward to talking to you again soon and having you live in
Thanks for
Luton.
doing such a superb job as well.
Thank you very much.
Things have changed and improved and new look and...
Yeah. The last time we spoke, I was at...
another location.
I can't remember. What, was it BB something? BB Pin? No, I can't even remember.
Sorry.
The name slips me.
Check it. It's Jamrock Radio, 87.7 FM.
And thing run properly, man. You know what I mean?